This is a new format for us, and we want to make sure that everything's working the way that it ought to.
Oh, and mine's up now. So,
Good.
Excellent. So, hi, everybody.
Hi. So wait, you weren't talking to me,
no,
were you?
I was talking to them.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
So, this episode of What's Up Witches is kind of a turning point for us because we're going to be broadcasting on my YouTube channel. We're on the Sacramento Healing Tree Facebook, and we're on Crossroads Metaphysical Store Facebook as well.
Yeah.
So hopefully you guys are getting it in all those formats. One challenge we do have with the program we're using is that we can't see your comments.
Right.
So what's going to happen is we have a producer who is looking at those comments for us. We are calling her our Robin Quivers, and that's Howard Stern's lady. I
can't stand that guy.
It's not about him, it's about Robin.
Okay, Robin is probably awesome.
She is.
Okay, as long as
anyway,
Robin's
so
awesome.
Nelta is going to tell us when you ask a question or pop in with something, and so she'll be interrupting us frequently. We are going to get that all ironed out. It's just that we haven't learned all the ins and outs of this program yet, and that'll be coming. So what we're talking about tonight is EFT, which is
Emotional Freedom Technique.
Right. It's also called
tapping.
It's not dancing, except
we could
sort of.
I don't know,
but it's not tap dancing, but it is tapping. And this is a technique that was developed back in the 80s by a guy named Gary Craig, and it uses the meridians. And I'm probably going to just do the whole thing here in the next 3 minutes. But we're going to talk about the way that it's affected our lives. We're going to be talking about the way some of the aspects of using it magically, and we're going to be talking about the ways that it can actually be a life-changing process that you can learn. And it's 7, so we're on.
All right,
we're
so
on.
It's 7 o'clock.
This is the real one now.
Now it's real.
And we can't see you when you join us, so we hope that somebody's there.
Colleen says hello.
Hi, Colleen.
Hi, Colleen.
So this will be saved.
Lizette also says hello.
Hi, Lizette. This will be saved in both the Facebook and the YouTube platforms. So you will be able to access this afterwards. If you're seeing this anytime other than November 7th, it might not be live, so be sure and check that. So if you're sending comments, we won't get them after that.
Right, and these will also be going up on my YouTube, but of course that's not working right now because it's Mercury retrograde.
Of course.
We're trying to do this in Mercury retrograde. But
we're doing this.
We are doing it where we're doing it.
Yeah.
So hopefully the next ones that we do will be up on my YouTube as well.
Yep. So Shannon can see, actually if you go to the Healing Tree, Shannon can see those. Nelta's monitoring the other ones. So in case we miss something, Nelta's going to yell out to us. Right. So you're still here. We just aren't seeing you, so we're just talking to you anyway, which isn't unusual for us at all.
No.
So
tell me, Katrina, what's EFT?
Before we do that, let's talk about Crossroads.
Let's talk about
I'm
Crossroads.
not trying to commandeer the conversation or anything.
No, that's the flow we have. So. Yeah. All right.
So Crossroads is really starting to heat up. There's a lot of really cool stuff coming. We're really finding our stride, and it takes us a little while to figure out what we're doing, but we have some pretty exciting stuff happening. And we had a great departed soul healing. You had such a turnout for that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was nice.
Living people.
Yeah,
there were a lot of living people.
There was a lot of dead people there too, and it was really cool because there was like some people that I had not met before, and they were really interesting. And one of them was super psychic, and it was really cool.
That's very cool. You almost didn't fit in the classroom. We almost had to move you out to the big big area.
Yeah, there was a couple more people, and it would have been too tight.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So let's back up even from that. Tomorrow night, Eric has his singing bowl sound bath meditation at 7. Immediately after that, we have the full moon revel. That's in the parking lot, and that's where we all gather around the fire pit and burn things
and beat on drums
and make noise. That's going to be right at the full moon, so that's going to be a great time for manifestation and revealing truths. And I think we're going to go with a revealing truths kind of perspective this time and see what comes up about the dark of the year and what should we be looking at as we're moving forward into the dark of the year. So it's going to be a pretty cool full moon revel. We hope that you're going to be there with us. Come bang drums. We do have loaner drums if you don't have yours. Just come play with us. Bring your camp chair. Bring your cooler. It's a lot of fun. Also, remember, we're in Shingle Springs, which is higher than Sacramento in more ways than one. And please bring warm clothing.
Yeah, it gets a little chilly.
Like right now it's 7 and my window's open and it's pretty chilly.
Yeah.
So make sure that you bring a jacket. There is a fire that warms things up. They do that.
As well as the dancing.
And the dancing. There's been some dance. The last couple we didn't dance. We just hung out. So.
Well, you can still dance.
Yeah, you can
even
dance.
if nobody else is dancing.
True.
You can dance
Yep.
if you want to. You can leave it all behind.
Tell me about your Psychic 101 class tomorrow.
I'm so excited about this. So the Psychic 101 class that I'm doing tomorrow is telepathy, and we have, so first off, what I'm going to show everybody is how psychic you really are, because we dismiss a lot of things, and then we have games that we're going to play to work on telepathy and get deeper into it, and you will see how this can actually benefit your life a lot. And it's just going to be super exciting, and I'm very, very excited.
Are you going to use the wavy line cards?
Yeah, the Zener cards. Yes.
Cool.
Well, there's Zener cards, and then I made my own cards, so everybody can go off and like test, and it's there's more to it than you think. It's not just the Zener cards being weird Zener cards. There's more.
The Zener cards are the ones made famous in Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Where Dr. Venkman is holding up the cards.
Hold up to the blonde that she's like, is it this? And she's totally wrong, and he's like, yes.
Yes, it is.
But we're not going to lie about it. So
No,
we're going to be on live. Yeah, it's going to be cool.
Also, Saturday morning. Now that's on Saturday, 1 to 3 at Crossroads.
1 to 3.
Saturday morning we have belly dance. It's not too late to join in on this series of belly dance classes, and those are $15 each. How much is your telepathy class?
Oh, my telepathy class is only $10 this time because I know that everybody's starting to save for buying gifts. So It's my way of being nice.
Willow asked tomorrow or Saturday, but I'm not sure what she's asking.
Okay, so Willow, the full moon revel is tomorrow on Friday at 8 o'clock. And tomorrow's also Eric's singing bowls at 7 o'clock. Psychic 101 telepathy is at 1 o'clock on Saturday. Belly dance is at 11 o'clock on Saturday. And something happens at 6 o'clock on Saturday.
What's that?
EFT class.
EFT class. What we're talking about tonight.
It is. So that class is $20, and we will be teaching you exactly how to do this technique and the very specifics of how to use it. You'll get a lot of hands-on practice time where we're there to show you how to do it.
Yeah.
And you will walk out of there seeing that it works. This isn't a technique, as you're going to learn in a little bit, where it has a load time or you've got to be proficient at it to get it to work. It's just a fantastic technique.
And anybody that knows me for a while knows that I rant and talk about EFT and tapping all the time because it works.
It does.
And it's a really, really good thing.
Yep. So at 1 o'clock on Sunday, Kelda Barker is teaching a sigils class based on Laura Tempest Zarkroff's book, Sigil Witchery. Wonderful class, wonderful book. Be sure and check that out. 1 o'clock. This is a free class on Sunday. And then at 3 o'clock on Sunday, we have the Qigong workshop, which is Kelly Webb, one of the finest martial arts experts in the area. And if you know anything about Tai Chi, Qigong is very similar and really wonderful, really heats you up, really moves your energy around, and Kelly's a great teacher. So that's $15 for the workshop. It's 2 hours. She's going to be talking to you about what it is, what it's...
20 for the workshop, 15 if you bring a friend.
Oh. Huh, that's weird because I write it down.
That's where it says on all the...
Okay, $20 for the workshop, 15 if you bring a friend,
Yes.
and my date book's a liar. So we'll just go with that. And then next week, we're going to jump just a little bit. Our What's Up Witches next week is the Tarot
Stream.
So one-card readings for people.
Right.
And then Eric does his bowls on Friday. On Saturday, 1 o'clock, Wolf is teaching Magical History of Chocolate. And that is with samples, and he has a number of different types of chocolate.
This chocolate is
Oh my God.
good.
Oh my God.
So good.
Oh my God. So come participate in this decadent workshop. You will really enjoy it. You will not be sorry you did. And this may not be offered again.
Yeah.
So be sure and check it out now. And then
Oh, my Reiki share.
at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, so if you have never had Reiki, come and try it. And if you are a Reiki practitioner, come and practice and get a healing.
Yeah.
And if you're my students, you get your boost. So
Sunday, the 17th, Hexaba has coffee and conjure at 11 o'clock. And then Willow Willow is canceling her Wheel of the Year for this, or turning the wheel for this month because she had a scheduling conflict. So
okay.
If you were planning to come to Willow's meditation, she's not having that this month. It'll be back next month. So coffee and conjure at 11, Goddess ICU at 4, and then at 6 o'clock, Hexaba's teaching love magic. But there is one thing I want to talk about that is a new addition to the November schedule. We have 2, in fact, that I want to go over with you guys so that I'll make sure everybody knows about it. One, and this is jumping ahead, is that on November 24th at 6 o'clock, we'll have what's going to become a monthly meeting, and it's called Conjure by Candlelight. And we started this during the power outage because we had no power for a little while here at the shop. We lit candles, and it was an Ask Me Anything thing. So students can come in, or just the curious, and we sit by candlelight, and you can ask anything you want to about magic, about conjure, about Wicca, about anything, and that is pertaining to magic, and I'll give you the best answer that I've got. And what we do for that is everybody brings snacks and a drink, and we just sit around in the classroom and talk in the candlelight and eat and spend time together. Like last time, a lady said, I want to know about herbalism, so on the fly, I taught an herbalism class. A lady wanted to know about oils, so we talked about oils and how to use different oils. It's really just very free-flowing, and whatever comes up, we discuss. With any luck, we'll have people of different levels of practice there who can chime in and spend time on those conversations as well, but that's at 6 o'clock on Sunday the 24th. Now, on the other edition that we have is on the 23rd, which is Saturday, at 5 o'clock, right after Stephanie's vision board class, which is going to be fantastic. Shannon tonight added a really important class, and I want her to tell you about it.
So the holidays are coming, and the holidays are overwhelming for if you're an empath or if you are sensitive to energy in the slightest bit, going around your family during the holidays for the dinners and all this stuff, or simply going out and shopping, because everybody is stressed out and energy is heightened. So it's called Holidays. Shields up. So basically, I'm going to be teaching you how to survive the holidays and not
cry.
Yeah, basically not cry. I was trying to think of a nicer way to say that. But yeah, so you can survive and be okay through all of the energy and that Uncle Bob throws at you when he's drunk at Thanksgiving.
Yep. Creepy Uncle Stan.
Creepy Uncle Stan.
Controlling mom. Bitchy competitive sister.
And naggy grandma.
Naggy grandma.
Yeah. Have you guys been to my holidays?
So, there's a lot of ins and outs of family management anyway. Yeah. And all of that, there's 2 times, holidays and funerals. Anytime somebody dies, the worst comes out in everybody. Holidays are really high emotion, and even just things like going out to the store. It's not just families, but just
I got
everything.
Stories about that. Yeah.
So she'll be helping you to navigate those weird fields.
Fun stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
So be sure and get your own calendar of what we're doing. It's at crossroadsoccult.com. And the only thing that's not on there is the Shields Up thing.
Right, so and I will be making an invite on my Facebook page for that as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now we're going to talk about EFT.
Right.
So emotional freedom technique, also called
tapping.
Look at my table. My table looks like we're having an earthquake.
We're not having an earthquake.
Yeah.
All right, don't touch the table. Hands off.
Yeah, this is like
so no tapping.
It's a totally old table. So tapping, like I said before, was developed in the 1980s by a guy named Gary Craig, and he used it for all sorts of anxiety relief. And that is the primary purpose of tapping, is to relieve anxiety and tension in people, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it definitely. Well, it can do so many deep things though. So, but primarily, it's a de-stressor. I love it the most for anxiety. Anxiety, it's quite remarkable for anxiety.
It is, yeah. And the way that we got to this is I learned about tapping, I would say, in the mid-90s, and did it extensively and had a lot of life changes as a result of it. And then Shannon and I were having a conversation here at Crossroads. I don't remember what we were talking about, healing. And she said, I want to tap on that. And I kind of froze and said, oh, you know about tapping? And whenever Shannon and I do that, the next phrase is, oh, you want to teach a class? And so we had a tapping class last month, and it was really successful. Yeah. People really enjoyed it, and a lot of people asked us to run it again because they didn't get to come or because they wanted more practice with it, more info on it. And so we just said, yeah, let's do this. Yeah. So.
Stephanie says hello, ladies.
Hello, Stephanie, my sister wife.
Hey.
So I learned about tapping at, I think it was the late 90s, and how I came across it was I actually was having a reading by a psychic, and we were talking about my blocks, and he actually sent me to someone who did tapping, and I had no idea what it was, and we tapped through it, and I cried the whole time. And afterwards, I still didn't really know I knew that it was remarkable, but I didn't know how to do it myself. And then, I can't recall exactly when it was, but Nick and Jennifer Orton wrote a book, The Tapping Solution, or I think something like that. Anyway, so they are how I learned how to do it myself and learned much more about it, and I have been talking nonstop about that since, but I don't recall the year because I forget things.
Well, don't they have a summit?
They do, and it's free, actually. They once a year they have a tapping summit, and I actually never attended it, but they've got lots of people, like Louise Hay loved it, Wayne Dyer loved it, yeah. Cheryl Richardson is a big fan of it. There's lots and lots of people that talk about how fantastic this is, and it's truly amazing what can happen. And you can spend 5 minutes doing this tapping, and whatever problem that is completely overwhelming you is, if not minimized. It's become absolutely manageable.
Yeah, and we show you how to do that in the class, and the techniques are not, it's not like going to, say, a yoga class where you're trying to do it and you feel like you can't get it right and you want to get it just perfect. No, it's not like that. It's not complicated. It's super easy. And we give you the cheat sheets exactly for do this, do this, do this, do this. And so you, like I was saying before, you actually are in the classroom mastering it right there. And so you get to see right away that it works. Yeah. So what are some things you have tapped on?
I have
successfully.
Well, the biggest one, I was at my day job and I had a full-blown panic attack. And there was nothing that I could do. It's not like I could take any medicine or anything for it because I had to drive home. And I was actually plastered up against the wall, having a panic attack going, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I just started tapping. And at that point, I couldn't even come up with the cute little phrases. I was just saying, I'm having anxiety. And I just tapped on anxiety throughout all of the tapping. I did, I think, 3 rounds. And took a deep breath, and the panic attack was gone. I didn't need anything, and I went on about my day, tripping out about how well that tapping works. But yeah, so I've done it on that. I have done it on forgiveness. I've done it on disappointment. Done it on fear. Normal. Like actually, I was just doing it this morning, and the morning was really chaotic and was not going the way I wanted it to go. So I just did a little tapping and I completely changed my day and had a good day.
You can even do it for physical pain. People do it for migraines, which is interesting because part of the tapping involves your head.
I actually had friends that I said, oh, you're tapping on, you have a migraine, let me tap on it. And they're like, I am not tapping on my head. And I was like, well, hit hard.
Yeah. So physical pain and emotional pain, anxiety, all of these things can really be adjusted with EFT. And another thing that they use it for pretty frequently is chronic fear. And you were talking about your panic attacks, but also those deep-seated recurring terrors and things like that.
Right.
I just did it for dentists, for dental work.
Yeah.
And was pretty successful with that, with the addition of some Ativan and a lot of nitrous. And that combination really worked for me quite well. And I got through it. But when I used it for dental was when I wasn't on medication, and I would say at night, wake up in just a panic over it.
Yeah.
And I would have to tap and tap and tap to be able to get to sleep.
Lizette asks, where are we supposed to tap? Where it hurts?
No, that's part of the class.
Part of the
We will
class.
go into that in depth in the class.
Yeah.
To explain exactly where and how and things that you say and why it works. It's got to do with where the meridians end in your body and the receptivity of those places. It's almost like a form of acupressure, but not quite.
It's somehow it reprograms your brain.
It does.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable.
It really is. And when you do it long term, it's more than affirmation.
Yes.
It's not just affirmation, which affirmations are very
You can
powerful.
use those while you're tapping, but this is a completely different, it's on a different level. It's not, because affirmations you talk about, this is what I want, and I'm stating it in the here and now, and you need to, that's a little bit trickier than this, because this just works. Whether you believe in it. Yeah.
It's like a hack.
Yeah, and it works whether you believe in it or not. There's no faith involved. It just works.
Nope, and it's super easy.
Yeah.
And again, we're not trying to teach the whole class here. What we're doing is just discussing the benefits of it, and really it's something that is, it's the information's available, but it's helpful to have someone physically show you how to do it.
Right. Yeah.
And it does make a huge difference, which is why Nick and Jessica have the summits where they can demonstrate it and show how it works. And it's helpful to have somebody there the first few times you tap to guide you through the process verbally. So when you're watching a video, even right now, if we were to say, okay, this is how you do it, it would just be showing you the technique, and you need somebody to coach you as you're doing it.
Right. Well, and if the nice thing about the class is that when we're going through scenarios of, okay, someone gives me a situation that you're really upset about, we can tap through that situation, and you can see, or if it's you that has the problem, you can feel how it absolutely shifts, and it's not as intense. Like last class, there was that was a pretty intense.
That was
topic.
a heavy one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But did it and got that pain
absolutely.
scale down some.
Yeah. It was good.
So phobias are really good for this.
Like when you're freaked out about spiders.
Yep. There was, in fact, Gary Craig did a video where he worked on a guy who had an intense phobia of water. And he took him into a pool, and he got him into a pool where the water was maybe up to his waist, and had him tap and reassured him and talked him through this. And it was a lifelong fear, and he got him to the point that he could actually put his head underwater.
Oh, wow.
So it was a really big deal. It's probably still on YouTube somewhere. But so overcoming those phobias and the things that are triggers that hold us back, the things that complicate relationships for us are another thing. And we usually know what we're doing.
Right.
That's sabotaging.
Well, right. So if you have a chronic problem with being vulnerable in relationships, then you can tap on being vulnerable in a relationship. If you know that if you know what's going on in your life that is causing issues, you can tap on that and change that.
And you can just work from a perspective of I feel, or I'm concerned, or I think. It doesn't, for this technique, you don't have to have facts. You don't have to have anything really laid out other than your experience, because tapping is about your experience
and how you feel
in any situation.
Yep.
So even if you're dead ass wrong about something, you can still tap through being
because
wrong.
it's how you feel and how the situation is affecting you, that what you're tapping on, so that you can bring the intensity level down a few notches, so that you can deal with it better.
I would say that for people who are chronically upset, chronically sad, chronically angry, chronically afraid, that tapping is probably one of the easiest and fastest tools to use to really change your mindset and change how you engage the world and how you, most importantly, engage yourself, because it just activates this whole new way of thinking and turns it all around.
Yep.
And it works. It's really effective. So, does Stephanie tap?
Yes.
Does she?
She laughs because part of the positions make you look a little funny and like a monkey.
Oh yeah,
like a monkey kind of. Yeah. So we laugh at that, but she's tapped on many issues that she's had, and with quite good success with it. Yeah. I tap all the time.
Yeah. I, in fact, in conversation a lot of times, well, have you tapped on that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's become the new normal. And you can intersplice that with, have you meditated on that? And have you done a reading on that? Those seem to, and talk to your spirit guides about that. That seems to be the 4 go-tos of metaphysics. And speaking of metaphysics, I mean, we've just talked about the way it can affect your feelings, the way it can affect how you are in the world, and your interpersonal relationships, how it can affect your magic. And if you are a witchy kind of person, you can tap and put your intention of your spell work into that tapping and really fuel what you're doing. The difference, and I've watched this in terms of how my aura feels and how my power flow going out resonates. It's night and day. If you tap on it, it just gets huge.
Well, and if you're doing magic and you're upset about something, then your focus isn't there, and you're scattered, and you can't focus in on what your intent is. So it helps to tap before you do a meditation, before you do magic. You know, your aura, your just everything.
It does. And one of the biggest questions in magic, as far as the history of my students and things people ask, is a lot of times when we go in, like you were saying, when we go in to do magic, too often it's because we are feeling really intense about something. We're really angry and want that payoff, or we're really frightened and we want money to come in, or there's some huge energy attached to it. And the thing is that I have seen, and a lot of people disagree with me on this, is that those big energies should, in theory, create a bigger outcome, because magic comes from feeling.
Absolutely.
But it seems like there's a lock on that you reach a certain point and it all just shuts down, because it's just not going anywhere good. And I'm really not one of these people that believes that there's only sunshine and light and puppy dogs and things like that. But sometimes you just get somebody that is going in to do magic, and the universe just kind of says, yeah, not you. This is not the night.
Not tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, you're too ragged. You're doing the ugly cry. You can't.
You're doing the ugly cry.
Yeah, so no magic for you.
No soup for you.
So sometimes it goes through, but most of the time it's like the Lord loves drunks and little children, It just doesn't shut you down so you don't screw yourself over in some way.
Right.
But if you come back the next day and you're like, no, I meant that shit. But you tapped on it, you got a cooler head, you're good to go.
But there's been times when I've gone in to do magic that I'm feeling very, very intense about what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But if I'm at the level of, if I'm too high, then I can't focus. I can't focus into what I actually want. I'm just feeling my frustration or my anger or whatever it is. You've got to bring it down just a couple of notches so you can focus.
I think the litmus is could you drive? You know, if you're too drunk to drive a car, you do not need to be working magic.
No, absolutely not.
If you're too pissed off and you're shaking
to drive,
and you wouldn't be able to drive, no magic.
I agree with that.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to go with it.
Or if you're crying too hard to drive, you shouldn't be driving.
Yeah, no driving and no magic.
Right.
Yeah. So put the magic in your car and drive somewhere to do it. And if you don't get there,
if you can't get there,
don't work the magic.
Do the magic.
Yeah. But what the EFT can do in that case, especially, is to talk you off the ledge. Yeah. And pull you back so that you're in a level enough mindset to know exactly what you want to do, even if that is revenge, even if that is really needing to manifest money or whatever it might be.
Right. Yeah.
Kahani says, good evening, ladies.
Hello, Kahanu.
Hi, Jacob.
Hi. I always think of a bra when you say that.
So when I first met Kahanu, I kept forgetting to say Kahanu. And I would just be like, okay, I'm going to call you Kay. And then I thought, Keurigs, K-cup. And it just sort of stuck. So
I think of bra. And what big knockers would be in a K-cup.
Like, anyway.
Yeah, there's that.
Again, we've gone off on a tangent.
Big tangent.
That's what we
Boobs are a great tangent.
Boobs are a great tangent.
So, yeah.
So were there any questions about EFT other than how you do it? Because, come to the class.
Come to the class.
Come to the class.
Yeah.
So, how about make a comment if you have tapped or if you have any experience with it, because we would like to know what that is. So, yeah.
And again, this isn't something like Reiki where you have to be attuned.
Yep.
It's not like Reiki where you have to go through hours of training to learn to do it, how to use it effectively. This is super fast, super easy, and anybody can do it. I used to have my little kids tap, and they would do fine.
Would you please restate when the class is and the cost for Veronica?
Yes. Hi, Veronica. We love you.
It is Saturday.
At
6
o'clock.
6 to 8.
6 to 8 Saturday. And it's $20.
$20, yes. And last class, there was people that took the class, and they had some really difficult things that were happening in their lives, and they were tapping on it, and they got through it. It just, take the class, you'll know how to tap.
Absolutely. And once you have that, it's there forever. It's not as though tapping is going to revolutionize. It's been the same for 30 years, and because you don't need to fix it anymore, it's good. And you might have times where you go a couple of years and don't tap, and then you start to stress out. You remember it. That works really good.
Yeah, that's actually the biggest problem with tapping is forgetting to
because it's so easy, you forget.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, I sort of feel better, and on some things, and it's you forget how powerful it is. I think because because it's easy, because it's not. Because I think that there's this belief that we have that if something is easy to do, it's not powerful and it doesn't really work. So we have to work hard, really, really hard for things, and then it's good, and then it's all these things, and that's just simply not the case with tapping. It's just awesome.
Agreed. It is, and it just I like to believe that most of us have a smarter self inside of us that's the level head that knows what to do, that tries to get through all the flotsam and jetsam of emotion and daily activities to tell us what we need to know. Right. And it's as though the tapping just kicks in that higher self, that better self, that smarter self.
It just cuts through all the bullshit and gets right down to, okay, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to fix so that it can be better. And
tapping goes through, you'll learn the process in the class, but it goes through several rounds of what you're doing. And so it's like each round gets better and better and better and better.
Yeah.
Until you're just like, okay, enough of that. I'm doing pretty good
now.
I'm
good. Take a deep breath and on you go.
Yep. Veronica has commented that she recalls hearing about it on 2020 many years ago. They were teaching it to school-age children.
If I'm not mistaken, it's been like on Oprah and
yeah, it's a deal.
It's been all over. It's been all over the place. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I really hope all of you can also hear Nelta. I know we have some sensitive microphones set up, But otherwise, it's just going to sound like we're doing our spirit guide thing and just talking to disincarnate.
Well, and if you know me, this isn't strange
Right.
to you at all.
She was hoping she didn't flop on camera tonight.
Yeah, my fish flop. I've been fish flopping like all night, and I'm like, I really hope I didn't do it on camera so that I.
Well, she's fish flopping because we had Samhain, right? And then she had a departed soul healing.
Yeah, so there's some.
And then yesterday, I healed a dude's house.
Mm-hmm.
And pulled out like 3 demons and a bunch of kid ghosts, and then he had some elderly ghosts in there too. And so this has been a really portal kind of time.
Well, I was just telling Nelson this morning that I was taking a shower and washing my face, and as I'm washing my face, I know that there's a man standing outside my shower looking at me, and I'm like, not cool, man. Not okay.
Don't be
Go
doing
away.
that. Don't be doing that.
They can't hear me. It's just a little muffled.
But you know what? We're right here, and she's muffled. So
Yeah.
This is me.
Nelson's generally such a quiet, soft flower.
she is. She's delicate, so she can't be very loud.
She's a delicate flower.
Delicate flower.
Not at all.
Yeah. So something else that's going to be happening within the next couple of months, if I can get it all worked out, that we're pulling Shannon into, is Crossroads is going to have an online classroom.
Uh-huh.
And what this means is that you'll go to a page basically on the website, and all of the classes will be listed there in online format. You can then click to say, I want to take the Wiccan series, and pay your fee and take the Wiccan series without having to wait for the Wiccan classes to start here at Crossroads. You can take the Brujeria series without waiting for a class series to start. It'll all be online, but you can do that. We're going to have a tarot series, and then Shannon's classes will also be online, and our EFT class is going to be one of those that we have online as well.
Next with the grounding and shielding and the empath class and the meditation, and so all of that is coming.
So if you can't get here on Saturday to take the class, you'd be able to take it maybe in a couple of months or so, but it's going to be a while until we get to that. This is going to be a huge process of recording classes, getting them posted, and that's going to take a while. So, in fact, the ones that I've done so far with all of the Brujeria classes, all of the tarot classes, the primal witchcraft classes, I think I figured out that I had 25 primal witchcraft classes that I was going to be teaching, and we've done maybe 5. And so it's going to take time to get all of those up there and ready, but that will be eventually coming over the next few months. So
Veronica is excited about it.
Yay!
Excellent.
Well, I don't like it if that means we don't get to see Veronica.
Well, I mean, there's lots of times that people are like, well, I need to know how to ground and shield, and I say, bummer, you just missed the class.
You missed the class. Shannon's classes especially.
Yeah.
Like the impact class. People ask me about that class all the time.
Yeah, I need to do that again.
Yeah, the spirit guide class, people ask about that.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how the spirit guide class would work.
I don't know if that translates.
Yeah, I don't know if that one would, but we can give it a try.
We can.
But,
So I don't think we have a whole lot more about EFT, do we?
No,
Is that
it's well, I mean, because we're not teaching it, but so
we're just.
But I wanted to talk about it because
people don't know what it is.
Well, yeah, it's kind of I hear about this tapping thing, but I don't understand how it affects my life. But it really it's amazing what it can do. I have of course you're never supposed to do any type of meditation or anything in the car. There's my disclaimer. However, I don't follow rules. So on my commute, I'll tap on the way home to get rid of the stress of the day. And because if you have the stress from the day and you're on a long commute, that's all bad. So I can just, I look a little funny, but I don't care what other drivers think of me, and I'll tap when I'm going down the road, and it just changes, it just changes my outlook, and it just changes how things are going. And I don't go home with all of the day stress all over me.
I have to get up now to tap, because I used to tap in the bed, and it was really weird, because we live in the mountains, and so there's no street lights anywhere. Mm-hmm. So it's, even with full moon, super dark, like crazy, can't see your face in front of your hand, dark.
I know, I was up there on the new moon, and I'm like, I'm not trying to drive down this mountain.
Hella dark. And so we'll be in our bedroom, right, sleeping, and I'll be, because I sleep on my left side, and we don't touch. Like, we have this no man's zone between us because we like to sleep in our own little bubble, you know. And so I'll be on my side of the bed, and all of a sudden the covers are just rustling.
Tapping, yeah.
Tap. He's like,
what are you doing over
what
there?
are you doing? You need some help tapping? Like, no, I don't. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm tapping on my own. So now I just go downstairs and tappy tap tap.
Tappy tap.
That is not a euphemism. Like, I seriously am tapping.
Okay,
But-
stop laughing.
And it was a deal. Like I said, when I had a period of like a month of dental appointments.
Yes,
And so I was just
Yeah.
tripping all the time. And that was what kept me wound down enough I could finally get some sleep.
Yeah, it's
Tapping did.
yeah.
I mean, the tapping. So yeah. That's
Okay.
what I did. Yeah.
So no questions, I take it? No experiences? Okay.
All right. Thanks for being here, everybody. So on the next What's Up, Witches, we're going to be
tarot.
your one-card tarot readings
I guess
again.
really it's a two-card tarot because
It's
One.
me and you.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
one for
it
you
is.
and yeah.
Two-card
So
tarot.
it's two-card tarot.
Two-card tarot.
We just pull one for you.
Yep. And we actually lied last time because we thought this was going to be tarot and we had it mixed up.
Right.
So
Well, we actually because we took Halloween off.
we
So
took
that
Halloween off. Halloween was
off
going to be the tarot.
was
Yeah.
the tarot.
So this was EFT. Next time is tarot. And the one after that, we're going to be doing a magical class on the magical aspects and process of gratitude
Yes. Yes.
for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Because November's the month of gratitude, and if you're on my Facebook, oh no, it's on my personal one. I posted. Anyway, I've been posting the gratitude of each day. It's really nice. It changes the way things
It changes the way you think. It's very powerful
definitely
stuff.
does. Yeah.
Yep. And not just from an Oprah perspective. I mean, it really, it's magic. It's heavy magic.
I've been doing it too, and I have purposefully, when I've gotten irritated throughout the day, taken a moment to go and post the November gratitude, and it'll change everything.
Yeah,
It makes a huge difference.
It's truly powerful. It really, really is.
It does.
Yeah.
So we're going to say goodnight for now.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for being with us.
Stephanie says she loves you, and Veronica says she'll see you this weekend.
Yay!
I'm glad that my wife loves me. I
Wrong
love my
Stephanie,
wife.
sorry. Stephanie St. John says she loves you guys.
Oh, we
Okay.
love her too.
Well,
Okay.
my wife better love me. I know she does.
Probably.
So, yeah.
She better love me,
so.
but I don't pay the bills.
Yes,
I don't care. So we love you, Stephanie.
All right.
All you Stephanies.
Yes, all
All
the
right.
Stephanies. Bye,
What's
everybody.
up, witches?